so bad.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Me and Bear, we're going to go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time to give out our favorite picks for this weekend slate of NFL games and for some start-sit advice for fantasy football. So if you guys have any questions at all about fantasy football, make sure to drop them in the chat, and me or Bear will be quick to answer those for you guys. And it looks like our fellow host or co-host is in the chat right now, Seth Chandler. Shout out, Seth, for watching the live. And it looks like you had a fun weekend at the lake, but wish I could have been there for sure. But we're going to get things going, and shout out Element Ed as well. Thanks for joining the live. And we're going to be starting it off. And while we're waiting for everyone to join and get some start-sit advice, we're going to just go through all the games, and we're going to give out our favorite money line pick. And we're going to keep track of this. We're going to see who is smarter, me or Bear, at picking the money line. I know it's not the spread picks, but we just want to make it quick for you guys, and we're just going to go on the money line today. Oh, anyone on the Bengals moved to -1. That's one of my member plays. So if you have, if you want to go check that out, join our YouTube membership for my pick. Bear, what is your pick on that game?
Trey, I am all over the Browns money line. I think they take this game. Burrow started so last season. He came in hurt this year again. I think the Browns take that game. Deshaun Watson turning heads this year probably. Browns going to rely on Chubb in game one. They control this game. They take the game on the money line. That's my play.
All right. If you want to see my play, join our YouTube membership by clicking that join button. Pretty cheap. We give out our favorite member plays every day on our YouTube channel. But let's start off with this first game, 49ers at Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a pretty even game. I would be going with the Pittsburgh Steelers here on the money line. So that's my pick. Bear, where will you be leaning on this game?
Well, I'm definitely going to use that Sunday Funday profit boost that we just had pulled up there. But, I think both teams are going to start slow. So just give me the under here. Two of the best defenses in the league. I don't know much else to say. Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to have a good year. Everybody's high on the Steelers this year to win the division. I think it's going to be a tight race. I think the Steelers might finish 9-8 again because the division's loaded. But I like the under in this game. A lot of defense going to be played. I think a lot of unders today are going to be hit. So I'm just going to take the under for this game.
No, I like the unders. You guys know me. I love the undies. This is a pretty interesting game as well. The Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons game. We've all seen the trends for the rookie quarterback's #1 pick overall, and I'm going to continue with that trend. I would love to take the Atlanta Falcons on this money line here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm comfortable taking Atlanta yet. I want to see how everybody looks. I am comfortable, though, taking an anytime touchdown, Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to dominate this game. If you pick a running back in the first round, you're going to want to give him the ball 20, 25 times. They're going to pound the rock in this game. 80% run from the Falcons. I'm not sure about the quarterback yet. I think they do have a lot of weapons, but I think Atlanta wins the game, like you said. But give me the Atlanta Falcons on the money line for my straight-up pick.
I love that Bijan play. And, guys, make sure if you have any fantasy football questions to drop them in the chat. Looks like we got some viewers here. Thank you guys for tuning into our channel. We'll be going live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. But moving on to this next game, the Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens game, biggest spread on the slate. I'm pretty excited to watch this game. CJ Stroud's going to come out, and we'll see how he does against the Baltimore Ravens defense. I'm going to be going with the Baltimore Ravens if you guys want a money line pick there. But if you guys want a spread pick, I'd be going with the Houston Texans plus the points. Just too many points for an NFL football game.
Yeah, Trey, my bad. I forgot we were just doing straight up picks, so I think I've been giving out unders and stuff like that. But this is obviously going to be the Ravens on the money line. But I did see a trend that double-digit favorites are very bad in week one, so I do like that Houston plus 9.5 if you want to spread. But the Ravens on the money line will be my play there.
It's all good, Bear. You can't apologize for anything. You know what? But moving on to this game is what we already talked about, so we already know where we're going with this. If you guys want to look at my pick, like I said, join the YouTube member plays. In this game, it's an interesting game as well. I don't know what the Minnesota Vikings are going to look like. I don't know what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to look like either. Both offenses kind of did a switcheroo in the offseason. The Vikings got rid of maybe their 2 out of their 3 best players with Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook and moved up a lot of their young guys. And Tampa Bay, they're finally without Tom Brady. So I'm going to be going with the Vikings here. Their home field advantage is just insane. I can't wait to hear the horn before kickoff.
Yeah, Trey. I'm also going to take the Vikings on the money line. And if you want to spread, take them on the spread as well. This is perfect. This is prime Kirk Cousins territory. Middle game, he's going to get lost in the sauce. Nobody's going to be watching this game. So Kirk Cousins is going to have himself a 300-yard game and 3 touchdowns. Give me the Vikings on the money line. And if you want to spread, give me the Vikings on the spread as well.
I love that one. And this one is Bears' favorite game. I know that one. The Arizona Cardinals at Washington Commanders. I'm going to be going with the Commanders here. I will be continually fading the Arizona Cardinals until they probably start Clayton Tune because I'm excited to watch him play.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders here on the money line as well. This is a member play. I did give a side and a total and a team total. So if you guys are interested in that, YouTube member plays for that play. But give me the Commanders here on a straight up pick. If you guys have any questions about fantasy football as well, drop those in the comments. We'll try to answer them as fast as we can. But let's move on, Trey.
Yes, it looks like Seth says Hawkinson's going to have a huge year. Yes, he will sign that big money contract. He should have a big year, or else there'll be some question marks about him. Let's move on to this game. I'm excited to watch this game. I saw a stat that said the New Orleans Saints at home in home openers are undefeated. I think 4-0 or 5-0 in their last 5 games. So I'm going to be going with that. I am scared of Derrick Henry absolutely running wild in this game, but this New Orleans Saints home field advantage is just insane. Who dat?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they look like with Derek Carr. Nobody, though, is talking about the Titans. Give me the Titans here on the money line. Bounce back season for him. Vrabel, he's a great coach. He's going to have their guys ready to go in there. And I also like the under as well in this game. Two decent defenses. Saints probably better than the Titans, but I like the under in the game as well. But for my straight up pick, give me the Titans on the money line, the underdog.
I love that underdog pick there. And we have a good friend named Christian Sharp. He gets pretty passionate about this Indianapolis Colts team, but he thinks they might win the Super Bowl here. But I think they're going to get humbled pretty quickly at home. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars on the money line in this game.
Yeah, new father, by the way, Christian Sharp. Congratulations on that. Give me the Jags on the money line, and also touchdown prop. Give me Anthony Richardson to score a touchdown. I love that. I think it's plus 160. I have a parlay today. Justin Fields anytime touchdown, Sam Howell anytime touchdown, and Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown. I think 51 paid like 8 something. So I love that play there.
I love that one. And Seth just dropped a question. I want to hear your thoughts about Mostert today. The backfield basically to himself against the bottom 10 run defense in the Chargers. I actually love Mostert. I have him as a flex play in a lot of my leagues just because, like Seth said, there's nobody else there. They have Ahmed as their backup, and he's just a nobody. And at the end of the day, Mike McDaniel, he got his head coaching job from his run from his run schemes in the 49ers. So I think he's going to have something dialed up. He got torched all offseason about him being pass happy. So I think Mostert might get 20 plus carries in this game.
Yeah, I guess 20 plus. I don't know. I do think Mostert's a good flex start today, but I feel like that's going to be a lot of passing in that game. He'll probably get a lot of touches though, maybe a couple screen passes or something like that. But yeah, it's not a bad play at all. I like Mostert today as well.
Mostert, not a bad play. Okay, let's move on to maybe the most interesting game on the slate. The Philadelphia Eagles versus New England Patriots. Bear, I'm interested to see which way you're going to lean in this game.
Well, this is a site play, and I'm very high on it. It's my favorite play of the day, so you're going to have to go to bearsprofitplays.com to get that. $5 for a month, guys. Very cheap. Go over there, get it now. But yeah, I can't give it out. Sorry, Trey.
Yeah, no, and I agree. That's very cheap. I was listening to the radio and they had some guy on. He said, "Hey, you can buy my plays $80 a week." And I was like, $80 a week? We may need to up our prices. But no, we like to be cheap. $5 a month for you guys over there. I'm going to pick an upset here. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots on the money line. This spread's just a little bit too weird at plus 3.5. You would think the Eagles would be a lot bigger than that with the Patriots having so many question marks, supposedly. But I think Bill has been scheming up a lot of things for this game. So I'm going to go with the Patriots on the money line here because I think Bear might have an advantage so far. So I need to get back a game. So let's move on. We got some good games here. Everyone knows that I am a Las Vegas Raiders fan. And that means I've been tortured my entire life. But let's talk about this Las Vegas Raiders at Denver Broncos game. Bear, I don't want to be biased, so I want to hear what you're going to say first.
Give me the Broncos on the money line. Sean Payton coming in. This is probably going to be the only game that he coaches well. He's going to coach well. Everybody's like, "Oh, Denver, they're back. Sean Payton, blah, 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 blah." I don't want to hear anything else. Denver wins this game, then they suck the rest of the year.
Well, we got Jimmy G as our quarterback. He's a proven winner. And I think it might take a few weeks and maybe a couple months into the season, probably midway through the season, for Sean Payton to start having his boys buzzing and start having his schemes actually moving in a positive direction. So I'm going to be going with the Raiders here on the money line. I think that might be one of my favorite plays of the day. And that's not just me being a Raiders fan. And we got Matthew in the comments says, "I'm surprised Raiders are such underdogs. I get they're on the road, but still." Yeah, I agree. We're not that bad of a team. We lost some tough games last year, and that's why we got rid of Derek Carr. I've been banging the drum to get rid of him for a while now. And Jimmy G, he's not that much different, but he's been a proven winner. And I think that at the end of the day, he's going to be cooking up to Devontae Adams, and Josh Jacobs will be rumbling through this game. So I love the Raiders.
You're not going to like this, but I think they're finishing 5-12.
Oh, Well, you
I'd
know
be
what? At
great
the
at
end of the day, I wouldn't hate if we sucked because we need Caleb Williams. I saw Drake May play yesterday, and I would rather have Caleb Williams by a mile. But let's move on to this game. It's going to be the Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks game. If you guys watched our NFL game picks and player props video that dropped this morning, you guys know where I'm going with this. I love the Rams here plus the points, so I'm going to be taking them on the money line as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go against you here. I don't hate the spread play for the Rams, but I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks straight up. They have too many weapons on offense. Cooper Kupp's out. It's just too many question marks for the Rams. We don't know how Stafford's going to play. He's banged up apparently as well. So I don't know. Should be a close game. I think Seattle. It's a late game, right? 3:25.
It is the mid games, yes.
Yeah. Give me Seattle here in the money line. I think they find a way to pull it out.
All right. Looks like Seth dropped another question. Shout out, Seth. My sleeper quarterback this year is Derek Carr. Start him this week against the Titans or go with Daniel Jones, who struggled in his career against the Bears Cowboys. I would go with Daniel Jones here because the Titans' actual pass defense is pretty steadily. I would go with Daniel Jones because he has that rushing upside, and I think he's going to look to prove his big contract. So I would lean Daniel Jones over Derek Carr in week 1.
Daniel Jones is a scary draft who can't throw the ball. All he does is run. He sucks. Daniel Jones is not the guy. Start Derek Carr.
Jesus, take it easy, man. God dang. But let's move on to maybe the most biggest rivalry game of the week. If it's not this one, it is the Cowboys versus Giants game. But the Green Bay Packers at Chicago Cubs. I will be going with the Chicago Cubs here. I know Justin Fields has struggled in his career against the Packers. This is a whole new look Packers. And even with the whole new look, it's an extra whole new look because their whole offense seems to be injured, especially their wide receivers. We have Christian Watson already out. Romeo Doubs, he's questionable. And even if he's questionable, I don't know how effective he's going to be. So there's going to be a lot of question marks with the Packers passing game. They may be looking to keep the ball on the ground significantly throughout this game. So if you guys are looking for some player props, I do not hate an Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon anytime touchdown as well.
Do you think the Chicago Cubs hit a home run today?
Wait, did I say the Cubs?
Yeah, you did.
I'm in my baseball mindset. We need to get out of baseball.
Good.
But either way, the Cubs will hit a home run today, the whole starting lineup.
No, you're good. This is another play on the site, bearsprofitplays.com. You guys have to go to that. $5 a month, very cheap. I give a side and a total on this one as well. So go over to bearsprofitplays.com.
Yeah, hey, and I was wrong about the Illinois over team total. Hey, you win some, you lose some. I was 5-1 overall yesterday on YouTube. So you know what? You can't win them all.
It was a close game.
It was a close game, and that's all we hope for is close games here. But let's move on. In this game, it's going to be probably the most interesting game and maybe the best game of the slate. Miami Dolphins versus Los Angeles Chargers. Battle of the high drafted quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa versus Justin Herbert. Bear, which side are you going with?
Give me Miami here on the money line. Enough said.
Miami on the money line plus the 140. All right. I don't hate that. And I will back you up there because the Los Angeles Chargers, I cannot trust them. Big Raiders fan here. I've watched them a lot throughout the past few years. And there's one thing I know about the Chargers is that they start off slow and ultimately break everyone's heart if you bet money on them. So I'm going with the Dolphins here on the money line as well.
Is Mike White the backup to Tua now? I'm pretty sure, right?
Mike White is the backup. He barely beat out K-State guy Skylar Thompson.
I would love to see Mike White get in the game. That'd be awesome. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
You don't like Tua? And shout out Matthew. Yes. And Matthew, if you play anything fantasy football related, drop some questions down in the comments. Or if you have any questions about today's slate, we will answer them as well. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Matthew.
And
yeah, sure, I don't hate Tua. I feel bad for him. I'm scared for him. He's one concussion away from maybe dying, So
well, did you not watch the video of him tucking and rolling after he got hit a couple weeks ago? He learned how to fall. Taekwondo taught him lessons.
All right, I guess, sure.
All right. And Bear, I'm gonna let you start this game off because I know you're a big Dallas Cowboys fan. You got it right in the middle of your face right now. Dallas Cowboys at New York Giants game. Which way you leaning?
YouTube video, I took Giants plus 3.5, and I'm going to take them on the money line for my straight up pick as well. And then if you go over to the receiving props, I'm going to take Saquon Barkley over 22.5 receiving yards. Dallas didn't play anybody in the preseason. It's going to show. Dak Prescott's going to look scared. He's going to look intimidated. Giants take this game. They haven't won in 10 straight games against Dak Prescott. So give me the Giants here in a big way.
It even went down to 20.5 because, yeah, we recorded that video yesterday. It was at 22. I love 20.5. If I know anything about Daniel Jones, he loves checking down the ball, especially with all their wide receiver injuries at the moment. He's going to get fed a ton in this game. So I love that. And I would be going with the Dallas Cowboys. Bear. If you don't have faith in them, I will have faith in them. And I don't know why you're so hatred about Dak Prescott. Maybe it's because you got used to watching elite Tony Romo throughout your childhood. But Dak Prescott isn't that bad. He's going to come in
Wrong.
and Mike McCarthy is going to have the boys buzzing. I think he's going to smash a couple watermelons before this game, and he's going to have them buzzing.
If it comes out that he smashed the watermelon, I'm on Dallas. If it's not, and you're wrong about Dak Prescott, he's bad. He's not a good quarterback. He's not top 10 quarterback. We need to move on. We need new management. We need a new head coach. That's that. I'm done.
Jeez. And isn't your guys' GM Jerry Jones' son?
Yep. We'll win 11 games this year. I'm not saying we won't be good, but we'll never win a Super Bowl with the management we have right now.
Well, Al Michaels came on the Rich Eisen show yesterday or the day before, and he said, according to NFL statistics, you're supposed to win a Super Bowl one time in 96 years. And he said, so Cowboys won 3 in a row or bang, bang, bang. So that's why there's been that big of a layoff. It's not your fault. It just is what it is.
No, it's my fault. I was born in 97. They haven't won since then. It's my fault.
Really curious to hear how Trey feels about week 1 for Jacobs after missing camp in preseason. I think it's a win. We saw last season the Raiders were running Jacobs out during the preseason throughout the entire first half of almost every single preseason game. And I guess maybe it proved well. He led the league in rushing yards last season, but I think the less wear and tear, the better. The scheme didn't change. Nothing changed. Offensive line honestly didn't change. I think we just got a new right tackle. So at the end of the day, it's same offense, just a different guy handing them the ball. I think he'll be ready to rock. Look for him to go eclipse 100 rushing yards in this game. So I'd go Hammers over rushing yards for sure. Denver Broncos rushing defense is not all that good.
True. I like Jacobs as well. I think he's going to have a big year.
I think he's going to have a big year. He's got to. He's going to be a free agent, and he can't get franchise tagged. He signed that 1-year extension, so that took off the franchise tag next year. So he has to have a big year. But at the end of the day, we saw what's going to happen. Even if he gets 2,000 rushing yards this season, he's not going to get 15+ mil next season because that's just the way it is. And guys, we're going to be in here for probably a couple more minutes, 5 more minutes, and we're going to see if anyone wants to drop any more fantasy questions or any game pick or player prop questions. We'll be there. If you guys want to help, if you guys want us to help you guys build your daily fantasy lineups, we'll do that as well. We love giving out any advice. And I know that Bear, he was kind of shuffling through his fantasy lineups before, so maybe he'll enjoy this little short break to kind of get those tinkering adjustments that he needs to make.
Impossible. I'm in 1,000 leagues. I don't know who to play. It's just impossible.
See,
if I'm playing someone in one league, I'm going against them in another league, and it's impossible. In one league, I had Travis Kelce first-round pick. I took Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams also as my running backs. So I didn't want to reach. I took Fields in the 3rd round. So I'm projected 71 points this week because I had to play Kadarius Toney and Jarrett McKinnon. So I'm lost for that league. But I do want to let's give out a parlay, Trey. What do you think? Let's give out a parlay for the non-member plays.
All right, let's pull back up FanDuel and let's go to the NFL tab and let's build our favorite parlay. Are you want to give out some alternate spreads or you just want to give out straight spreads or money line picks? It looks like we got
Let's do our best spread picks. Let's each give 2, but obviously not member. It could be spread or under/over.
All right. I'm going to start us off here then, and I'm going to be going down to the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Indianapolis Colts. I love the Jacksonville Jaguars here, but I'm going to buy a point, and I'm going to take them at -2.5. I don't like the -3.5. This could be a field goal game. So my first one is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at -2.5.
Okay, and then I'm going to take I don't know. Give me the over 50.5 in the Dolphins versus Chargers game. A lot of scoring in that game, I think. A lot of passing, over 50.5 for my first play.
All right, and then I'm going to bring up the rear, and I'm going to be going up to the top. It's going to be one of the first games on the board here. I'm going to be attacking this Carolina Panthers versus Atlanta Falcons game. And same thing that I just did. Buy a full point. I'm going to take them at the Atlanta Falcons at -2.5 here. This could very well be a field goal game, but I don't think there's any way the Panthers walk out of Atlanta with a win. So that's going to be my second pick is the Falcons -2.5.
All right, you went to game. I'll give 2 over under by the point, under 42.5 in the Titans versus Saints game. That'll be my last play. Let's see what this pays out. I'm going to put this in right now.
I'm excited. I mean, and guys, I think that this has a really good chance of hitting. And Bear, do you want to tell them why? It's because we've been absolutely red hot on our parlays here.
2 and
And
0.
what was it? Over what?
Yeah, 2 and 0 on our parlay locks on the last two lives for Friday. On Saturday's games, we go live on Friday at night, 5:30. We are 2 and 0 on our parlay locks. The first one was a 3-legger. The second one was a 4-legger. I've bet them both $100 on both those plays. We have profited $28.45 so far, $2,845 in my pocket because of those two parlay locks. So we are red hot on parlays. Hopefully we hit this one as well. I think it's got a good shot. We're at plus. I've got plus 723.
I got plus 722, so that's perfect.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Perfect.
And
All right.
guys,
like
I would
that.
very much recommend putting that in because, like Bear just said, we've been red hot on our parlays. We've been seeing the boards pretty good, just not patting ourselves on the back. Because, like you said, Jared Gamble, I was wrong about Kansas over. We win some, we lose some, but at the moment, we're red hot on our parlays. And guys, I want to be here for a couple more minutes. Looks like Seth dropped another thing. Cooper against Bengals or DK against Rams. Big season for DK. Bear, I'll let you start. I know you love DK.
Who is it?
Murray Cooper against Bengals or DK Metcalf against Rams.
Ooh, give me DK. I'm high on DK. I thought DK coming in might be a top 5 receiver this year. So give me DK Metcalf.
I would agree with that, but it's a little bit worrisome. The Rams, their secondary is absolute doo-doo now since they traded away Jalen Ramsey. So I don't hate DK there. I think he should eat. But Amari Cooper, I think Deshaun Watson's going to be on a mission this season. We saw that he was a top 5 fantasy quarterback in his first 3 seasons. I think he's going to repeat that. And Amari Cooper is going to be his favorite target. But I would lean DK just because of his red zone ability.
I also want to add Trey a anytime touchdown play in the Saints game. Juwan Johnson is plus 3. I believe he's on the Saints. Yeah, Derek.
Yep.
Yeah, Derek Carr. Juwan Johnson tight end plus 330 for the Saints. Derek Carr loves his tight ends, like you know. Juwan Johnson anytime touchdown plus 330. Add that on my card.
Hey, and Juwan Johnson was an absolute
Monster.
touchdown machine last season. He was just catching touchdowns. He wasn't a very big receiving yards guy or catches guy, but once he sniffed the red zone, that's whenever he came alive to play. So,
and
guys,
that's probably going to be a great play as well because a lot of tight ends are hurt. So put them in.
Yeah, and actually, let's touch on that before we go. This is a tough week for tight ends because Kels was already out, and now Mark Andrews is already out. Darren Waller and George Kittle were questionable. They are expected to play. They're probably going to be active. But, Bear, does it worry you? Are you still going to be loading in Darren Waller or George Kittle into your lineups? Or are you a little bit wary about them already being injured in week 1?
George Kittle, no. I would sit George Kittle. Darren Waller, I'm pretty sure when I was golfing this morning, I got an ESPN update that he will play tonight against the Cowboys. If he does play, you have to play him because Daniel Jones doesn't have much to throw to anyway. So I think that's a good play for Darren Waller there. He'll probably be a top 5 tight end this season and all season long. So I would play Darren Waller. I'd sit George Kittle.
And I think Bear answered my next question in his previous answer. I was going to say, who would you start in there over Mark Andrews since he's out? And I think Bear would probably say Juwan Johnson if he's going to catch a touchdown here.
Oh, yeah. Easy. Juwan Johnson. He's probably been drafted, but maybe not. Maybe he's a free agent.
Hey, and there's a good chance that you could snag Juwan Johnson on the waivers because, I mean, I don't know if there's been an actual report saying that this guy is the guy because I know that I know that the Saints picked up former Raider Foster Moreau. So who knows how Derek Carr is going to react to him being in the lineup. But I do love Juwan Johnson there. And one more question from Seth before we go. We're going to be heading out after this question, getting prepared, chugging some beers before NFL football starts. One more question. Sorry, guys. Thoughts on James Conner, who's a touchdown machine? Bear, do you think he's going to get inside the end zone? He's going up against the Commanders in this game.
I'm not going to comment on it. It's a member play, and I feel like if I do, it's going to give it away. Sorry.
All right. Hey, well, James Conner, I mean, he's just such a polarizing guy. Over the last few seasons, he's either been absolutely elite or injured, and he's been absolutely elite because he is a red zone touchdown machine. So if he is active, and he's going to be active because he's not injured yet, he is going to be scoring a touchdown. So I don't hate a James Conner anytime touchdown. There's just no one else in the Arizona Cardinals offense. So, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. And
what? JJ over.
JJ over receiving yards. Got blue cheese. Oh God, that does not sound fun. But yeah, JJ over receiving yards. He's going up against who are they going up against today, Bear? Do you remember the Vikings?
Tampa.
Oh God, I don't know. Tampa's secondary is pretty decent. They may be keen on Justin Jefferson, but at the same time, there's no one else there. TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison. I don't know how much I trust him yet. JJ over receiving yards. you're kind of a fool if you go under. So I'd lean over there just because he could very well go over 200. So
Let me see what it's set at real quick. 89.5. I mean, a lot of
see,
mouths to feed now in Minnesota. I mean, you got Addison now, you got Hawk, Madison.
that
I
does
don't
worry
know.
me that's set so low because it probably is because the Bucks secondary is elite. Because the one thing that Tom Brady always said about them was, God, this is the best secondary that I've ever gone up against in practice. And I don't think any of their guys have left for the most part. So they should all still be there.
Yeah, I think you should go over 89.5 just because of the first game. We'll see how it looks with the new offense, but I would go over 89.5 for JJ. You have to.
And
He's the best receiver in the league.
And honestly, I would probably rather go over receptions than over receiving yards because he's going to be catching a lot of those bubble screens. And, regardless on if he is getting a lot of yards, they're going to be scheming up a lot of ways to get him the ball. So, regardless, he's going to be catching a ton of balls. So, I love the over receptions there for JJ. And, guys, that's going to be the end of our stream. We got 35 minutes till kickoff. I'm going to be chugging a couple Michelobes, and then I'm going to be sitting my ass down in front of the TV watching the Red Zone channel. So, I'm excited for that. I also got a tee time. Bear beat me on the tee times today. He already went golfing, so I'm hoping to get a better round than he does. But guys, until next week, look forward to us being here at 11 a.m. every Sunday. Who knows? We may end up doing some giveaways every once in a while, so look on for that. But guys, thanks for watching, and we appreciate it. And until next time.